Welcome everybody, this is the first episode of the Goblins Cave, and I'm your host, Brendan Reginbald, and today I have the man, the legend, my first guest ever on the show, John Burkle.
Hey, how's it going?
Thanks for coming on, John. Appreciate it here.
No problem.
This is a magic show. We're here to talk about magic, and we're here to play some magic. And so we're going to talk about standard a little bit, and we're going to do the first part of the show. We're going to call it Stirring the Pot. And this is a section where we talk about everything that's going on right now with magic. So right now, Delver basically seems like it's dominating standard. Every time you look at a top 8 anywhere, it seems like half of it is Delver of some kind, blue-white.
Yeah, all the big events are definitely Delvers all over the place. Blue, white, something, spirits.
And it's like the choice of basically all the pros seem to be playing that, unless you're Kibler and you're playing Naya something. What are your thoughts about Delver? Do you think that this is basically the deck to beat? You're either playing it or you're playing anti-Delver?
I think if you're going to a big event, then you need to be prepared to beat Delver, because you're going to run into it 2 or 3 rounds, I think, for sure. And if your deck just folds to a turn 2 flip Delver, blind flip Delver, then you're going to have some major problems. You have to be able to beat that. I don't think you need to build Delver right now to beat Delver. I think there's some other decks that can compete with it, but it's something that you need to know is out there and be prepared for every event.
Red-green aggro seems to be picking up a lot of pace here. It seems like it's pretty much designed to beat these blue-white Delver decks.
Yeah, a lot of the red and green cards right now can really handle Delver. They're playing burn spells if they need to. They have Huntmaster, which is one of the best cards in Standard right now, and they have some speed also.
Those Strangleroot guys, the Huntmasters, the Green Sun Zenith, they can go get that one of Daybreak Ranger or that one of Thrun or something like that, and they can just put a hurting on that Delver deck.
Yeah, for sure. Green-red can deal with it. I think Daybreak can deal with it, but I think it's more just the power of the red spells, because Delver, it dies pretty easily if you can kill it.
It doesn't seem like it should be that big of a deal to be able to kill a Delver, but for crying out loud, it seems like it's almost impossible to kill. It always seems like your opponent has the Mana Leak, doesn't it, to protect it or to save it somehow.
Yeah. I mean, Mana Leak and Vapor Snag just make it so much more powerful that the deck can just rely on 1 or 2 really, really strong creatures, either Delver or Geist-Listening Trap, and then just out-tempo you, and then you're dead before you could even do anything.
It seems like Standard right now is all about tempo. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like I like playing Control. I like playing longer games, but right now it's super fast. It's all about the tempo. It's all about aggro. I think all these decks are just aggro tempo decks.
We saw a big increase in the popularity of blue-black Control, but that's waned here recently.
Yeah, that came around when all the big ramp decks took over. When, I don't know if people got bored with Delver or what happened, but everybody wanted to just play turn 2 Rampant Growth, turn 3 Solemn, and at that point the blue-black Control can just beat those decks very easily, I think.
Right. Yeah, ramp became popular there, and then people were splashing white in their ramp decks for Day of Judgment, for Elish Norn. All these measures they had to really take to be able to fight these early aggressive tempo decks. It made them weaker to the blue-black Control decks, having all these Days and the Elish Norn, but they were willing to take that chance in order to give them a better matchup against the aggro decks, the Delver decks too.
Yeah, I think Elish Norn's one of the best cards in Standard right now. And for a 7-drop, there's ways to get her out before turn 7, and nobody's casting her on turn 7. And a Resolved Elish Norn, I think, is amazing right now, because the format's so aggro heavy and tempo heavy, and all the creatures are kind of just, they're pretty weak to it.
I boarded in Elish Norn against you Tuesday night.
yeah, Monday Night Standard. Yeah, you got me with her.
He's good. Playing black-red zombies, and he goes messenger. He had 3 messengers on the board that all triggered immediately for 4 damage.
Yeah, which normally, I mean, I wouldn't complain, because then when they trigger, they're still alive, so they could fight a little bit. But you have Elish Norn out there, and it makes all my guys weaker, and then if you cast something like a Lingering Souls, you're going to win the game. Like, I need to get rid of Elish Norn, and with that deck, at that time, I don't think I had the right sideboard cards in to deal with it. I was depending on ripping a Metamorph probably was my best out, and it did not happen. I lost to Elish Norn and Gideon back-to-back that tournament, which, when those spells resolve against me, I'm hoping you're dead before that happens.
Yeah.
And you didn't even cheat her into play. You just had the mana. It was a long game.
With a negate backup.
Yep.
But that was a crazy tournament because I saw a lot of people playing Gideons, like you said, Day, Elish Norn. It seemed like the local metagame there at ARG just seems aggro or anti-aggro. It's really what I saw.
Yeah, the local metagame at Lakewood, the ARG location, is anti-zombies right now. It's not anti-Delver. Nobody's bringing Delver to that shop. And you have a split between probably 50% zombies and the other 50% are some kind of ramp deck or a pod deck. And occasionally you'll have a couple fringe combo decks come in there. We have somebody that are playing Quicksilver Amulet right now, and he's bringing in 11/11 Infect Colossuses, so it's kind of interesting. I don't think he's doing very well with that deck, obviously, but it's zombies versus ramp right now there, with Delver just non-existent.
I was playing the Andrew Cuneo blue-white control list that plays 2 Karns, 2 Blue Suns, 2 Gideons. I took out the Elspeth Terrell that he usually plays, and I was playing Batterskull. That Batterskull was amazing for me the whole tournament. The only loss I had was against red-green aggro played by Chris Fulop, and he played it very well.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like I even stood a chance in that matchup. It was terrible.
Yeah, that was the first time I've seen Chris out there in a lot of months, and he's a great player in the area, and that deck is one of the most powerful decks right now because it deals with Delver, and it is just, they're doing stuff on turn 5, 6, 7 that are just huge things that you have to deal with each time.
That red-green list is very resilient, very fast. It's a really good list. So let's move on to some of these rules changes that just came up. Sure. The first rule now is for competitive level Magic. This isn't going to be happening at your Friday Night Magic.
Which they
tried, top 8.
Yeah, they tried to bring it up at Friday night last night. I'm like, it doesn't count for tonight, so just calm down, guys.
Yeah, this is for like PTQ levels and up, probably GPTs maybe. I'm not even sure, but basically, the top 4 seeds, whoever has the highest seed in the matchup in the top 8 chooses play or draw.
Yeah.
Is that a big enough incentive to stop double drawing in?
That's why they made the rule, and it's already happened at one event, I believe, or a couple events, and people aren't drawing as much according to the stats. So yeah, I mean, it depends on the format. I mean, playing and drawing, like in Modern, I think if you have the chance to just play first because you did better, then you're never going to draw. If I was at a Modern PTQ playing the deck I'm playing in Modern, and I was XO going to the last round, I have no reason not to play. Like, I'm going to make top 8 no matter what. I might as well get that XO for the entire event and then be able to just play throughout all the top 8 and pretty much get game 1, because I think a lot of the Modern game 1s are determined by the die roll.
And you play Storm. I mean, that's why it's crucial for you. Yeah. You got to go first. And in Modern, I've been playing the Rakdos burn is the red-black burn. And yeah, going first is incredibly important there. If I can go turn 1 Goblin Guide, then I can get in there and, I mean, his initials are GG for a reason, I think.
Oh, nice.
But you get in there on turn 1 with a Goblin Guide, and that's a whole different match. Whereas if your opponent starts off the game like Land Elf or Land Bird or something like that, they're dropping 3 drops on turn right after you're able to finally make your first turn play. So yeah. But I'm moving towards Melirpod a little bit in the Modern
Coming
format.
to the dark side of combo, pseudo combo. Melirpod's that gray area where it's not sure if it's a combo deck or attrition deck or what it is. I don't even know what it is.
Well, the way I play it, I'm combo first, beat down second. If I can get a township on the table and just start.
That's so good. That's so good in it right now.
With my kitchen finks out there, just run them into your blockers and township them.
I would love it if Malira Pod becomes the deck that everybody's playing, because I think I have a good matchup against it.
Oh yeah.
So
Storm.
I'm fine with that. Bring all the pod decks to all the modern events.
You know, a lot of them are main decking a single Canonist.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them, rather than playing Canonist, they're playing Thalia.
Yeah.
Um,
I could deal with Thalia with the Grape Shot. In my main deck, I have no outs to game one Canonist.
mm-hmm.
So if the lists do start popping up with that one main deck Canonist, then yeah, some lightning bolts are gonna have to go into my main deck, which is I'm fine putting lightning bolts in the storm deck.
Or Echoing Truth or something.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what to cut, but I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll just play 62 cards with two lightning bolts.
There you go. Another rules change here.
So we agree that no, you're not going to be drawing as much. I mean, you've made more top eights than I have.
you've got to lock up top 8.
That's your first.
That's really
priority,
first and
yeah.
foremost. If you don't have it locked up,
Yeah.
I mean, nothing else matters.
I think if I'm in the position to draw and guarantee a top 8, where a loss could mean I'm out of top 8,
Right.
I'm taking that draw no matter what. You want to have the chance to play in the top 8.
Exactly.
But-
If you can't risk the loss.
Yeah. If there's nothing negative that happens to you on the loss though, where it's not going to knock you out of top 8, then yeah, there's no reason not to play it out nowadays.
Yeah, say you're 6-0 in a 7-round PTQ. You're 6-0. Yeah, you can probably draw that last round because you're still probably going to be in the top 4. I mean, top, whatever. But you may be inclined to play it out, get to 7-0, and then be guaranteed you're playing first every match.
Yeah, for
all the way
each
through the finals
yeah,
or whatever.
which would be awesome.
So, I mean, it's really going to come down to how crucial you feel it is to going first.
Yeah, like I said, the format. I mean, if it's a limited format, which I love playing, I've been drafting a lot of decks recently in limited where I'm drawing first. I've drafted Burning Vengeance 3 out of the last 4 F&Ms, won 2 out of the 4 with it, and I love drawing first on that because I want to be able to mulligan because the hands can be kind of sketchy, and I know that I have that extra turn where I'm not going to be doing anything on turn 1 that's going to be changing the game. So in that situation, who knows, maybe I will just draw a bunch because I want people to play first against me.
Well, the other aspect of that is it takes 2 people to draw.
Yeah.
So say your opponent wants the win so that they can get the better matchup, the bonus, the benefit of choosing first. And so say you want to draw, because you don't want to risk the loss, but they want to play. You're stuck playing. So,
yeah.
So it's going to force a lot of people who wanted to draw into playing.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot less draws, which is good. Like, I think...
Wizards wanted people playing. It's like they were tired of the last round meaning nothing, basically.
Yeah.
To most people.
And they also kind of came at that from another front with the new upgrade to the buys, the Planeswalker points, the new threshold, is because so many people were auto getting 3 buys that like a lot of like X1s I think were missing out on the top 8s and top 16s. So they really want people to play a lot of Magic and earn their spot in that top 8, which is good.
The other rule here is that you can now use an electronic device, but you have to share whatever it is that you're displaying on the screen with your opponent. That seems to be pretty standard, pretty simple.
Welcome to the future. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Usually though, you could ask a judge, and a judge would come over with his device and show you and your opponent what the card was. But now you can do that yourself if you've got that ability.
Yeah.
Another thing is that you have to announce your life total change. This is big.
I love this. Yeah, this is good. I think this just gets rid of any like hazy kind of miscommunication things. Like you're gonna find out right away when something is not synced up between your life score and what they have for your life, which is great. Yeah.
How many times has that happened where your opponent's got like a pristine talisman down there or something like that, and you look down at your pad, you've got him at 24, and he's got himself at 26, and all because he just tapped it, didn't say anything. You weren't really he didn't announce it or anything like that, so you didn't write it down. You didn't know what he was doing. You don't know what's going on. You're looking at your hand or something like that, and he's writing down his life totals going up. But I love that change, and that's going to clarify a lot of good things. Here's the big one though: missed triggers. You now no longer have to wake up your sleeping opponent when they miss a trigger.
a good trigger usually.
Yeah. How many times have you had to say, your Shrine of Burning Rage gets another counter after they cast a spell, or during their upkeep? I mean, once your opponent casts, let's say they have a Shrine of Burning Rage out and they incinerate you, and as soon as they say, does the incinerate resolve? They've missed their opportunity to trigger on that shrine. And now you're no longer obligated to tell them.
Yeah.
They missed it. It's too bad for them.
Yeah. I was playing in a Legacy event a couple months ago, and it was my first time getting back in Legacy since way back in the day when I was playing Full English Breakfast and Survival of the Fittest was legal before Vegevine and all that stuff. And so this is my first event in a long time. I was playing Reanimator with Jin-Gitaxias in it, and the very first game, very second turn of the game, I exhume my Jin-Gitaxias, and at end of turn, I grab my 7 cards. End of his turn, he discards his cards. My third turn comes, I forget, I get 7 more, and so I missed the trigger. He didn't say anything, I didn't say anything. His turn ended, and I was like, oh, I forgot my 7. Called the judge over. We both got a warning for missed trigger because we both had to keep the game state as honest as possible. And I got my 7 cards then, but it was still, we both got warnings. And we played with Ryan Balderas, who recently had a pretty big event, missed out in making day 2 at Grand Prix Indy because he was playing Dredge and he was missing triggers and his opponent was missing triggers and he got too many warnings. And so, I mean, hopefully it'll just make everybody play tighter, I think. And it does give you a slight advantage on your opponent's beneficial triggers if they're playing too loose, which
they're calling it a skill test now.
Yeah.
Like the trigger, if you catch the trigger, they're saying it's your obligation, it's your job as the player to understand your cards and understand your triggers as they're happening.
Yeah.
And if you don't miss it and it would have benefited you, that's your tough luck. Now, say you missed a trigger and it would have hurt you, your opponent can chime in and say, hey, don't forget that. You got to sacrifice that guy, or you got to do this or whatever.
Yeah, it keeps everybody, it keeps the players playing tight. They have an advantage because of this rule now, which is great. Like, if my opponent is going to miss triggers or go advance the game and then try to go back and do something, if it's not, even if it's a May, if it's not a May now, too bad for him. If he missed it, he missed it.
Now, this doesn't apply to FNMs.
Yeah, this is just the big events.
You're still supposed to say you need to put a counter on your Shrine of Burning Rage, get your Phoenix back because you galvanic blasted me. You still have to do that for FNM, but
and all those lower level events. I mean, those are like the minor leagues. Like it's kind of like practice. Like you're there to play test things, to test your decks, and to make sure that you know how everything works. And at those type of events, it's a community where you're just trying to make everybody better around you. That way you become better. Because if you're just playing at these events and people are missing all these triggers and everything's getting screwed up, you're not going to be playing that type of person if you make like a Pro Tour or if you're in a day 2 of a Grand Prix. You're going to be playing against people who are good and who aren't doing that. So it's beneficial for you at those lower level events.
The training grounds.
Yeah, the training grounds. To keep everybody to be like, hey, you're going to have 5 triggers or you're going to have 5 counters on your shrine, which means I'm going to have to play my next turn completely different because you have lethal next turn.
Right.
Where if you're at that FNM and you don't tell that person that, then you get a free turn where you're not as much pressure and you kind of cheat the guy. And yeah, it doesn't help you, it doesn't help them. And this is going to make you want to play even more on that level at the local things because at the big events you're going to want to make sure you get all your triggers and not play loose anymore.
Right. Well, that does it for our Stirring the Pot segment here. We're going to let's play some cards. Let's play some Magic.
Sure, I'm fine. We're playing some Standard, some Modern. I got Legacy.
Well,
I've been playing a lot of EDH recently for the first time.
I need to throw together an EDH deck. I really do.
Yeah.
But today we're going to play some Standard. And what are you going to be running?
I have red-black Zombies, which I feel is just a fun deck to play. I love playing black. Red, I like black, white, and blue, but I don't want to play Esper Control right now or what people call Solar Flare, but it's not Solar Flare. I played real Solar Flare.
Right.
So I'm playing some Zombies, so I think red-black is better than blue-black. Feel free in the comments to rip me apart and explain why blue is so much better. I still have 2 Metamorphs, so I have some blue in there. But I love the speed of the red-black zombies. I think it's the fastest deck in standard right now.
And Vexing Devil's gonna look pretty good at that, don't you think?
It's gonna mess.
Maybe?
It's gonna mess up my mana base. We're gonna have to figure it out. I'm not gonna be able to get away with just playing the 8 dual lands. I'm gonna have to throw some basic mountains in it, which I need a basic mountain in it anyhow. Because Monday night I played against him and he was ghost quartering all my red lands and carning away all my red lands, and my only outs were top decking red cards. So I should throw a basic mountain in that, but I don't need to throw it in against what you're playing today because I assume you want to test with some Delver.
Yeah, going to be playing blue-white Delver with Geist, and basically it's going to be Yuya's list that he did well with, took first place with. So I'm going to be playing Yuya's list, and it's got the 4 Geist, it's got the 3 Rune Pikes is the only equipment in the list, the 4 Thought Scours, 3 Gut Shots, single mutagenic growth, and then the rest is basic standard Delver stuff. Yep. So let's go grab our decks.
Sure, sounds good. Let's play some Magic. Roll.
Nice.
Nice, by 1. I will play first, I think, is the right call in this matchup.
Yeah, seems good.
I won't table shuffle or anything. Let's hope that my deck is adequately shuffled.
I'm sure it is.
Randomized.
Now, if you get like 4 messengers by turn 5, though.
It's been there before.
Okay.
Yeah, keep this hand. I'll play a Blackcleave Cliffs, tap it for Gravecrawler.
Nice.
Your turn. Gut shot.
I don't play that. Alright, let's go with turn 1 Delver here. Go ahead.
Seems pretty good. Offer the trade?
Offer the trade, huh?
Yeah.
I'm going to take 2.
Hey, worked out for me either way. I will play a basic swamp and Mortarpod.
Seems good.
Gonna kill him while you can't snag him, vapor snag him.
Yep.
Your turn. Stalker.
Go ahead.
Another swamp. Messenger.
Yep. 16. I'm announcing my life totals.
You were at 16, I'm at 20. Pass the turn.
Let's ponder.
Yep.
Take a look at our options here. Yeah, those obviously don't go in my hand.
It's not brainstorm. What are your thoughts on Hexproof?
It is probably one of the best abilities in Magic.
Pretty powerful.
Put these up on top.
Sure.
Yeah, draw. Fortress.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll get in there.
I'll take it. 19.
Go ahead.
I'll play another swamp.
Yep.
And Cemetery Reaper. Other zombies I control, +1/+1. 2/2.
Okay.
Swing with a 4/3.
Go ahead and paper snag that guy.
Sure.
So that'll put you at 18.
I'm at 18, and I will replay Gravecrawler.
Yep.
Pass the turn.
Let's go D here.
Mm-hmm.
this is the play.
Seems like a piked up stalker would be pretty bad news for my attacks. If you had to go on the defensive.
Got a Moreland Haunt here.
Delver in the yard.
We got Delver, Ponder, Snag, Ponder.
Got shot.
We'll get in there.
Yep, 17.
17. I'm gonna pass a turn.
I'm gonna just try to run out the messenger again.
Yep. 14. Cards in hand?
3.
Okay.
I'll attack with a 2/2 zombie and a 3/2 zombie that can't block.
Alright. Snapcaster Mage.
Targeting?
I will target Vapor Snag.
With the trigger on the stack. -1 him.
12.
Seems good. Yep. Trigger resolves.
Alright, go to blocks.
Seems good.
Block there. And take 3. I'm at 9.
Damage.
Yep.
I will pass my turn.
Vapor Snag.
I'm at 16.
Pike.
Yep.
Equip.
Yep.
Swing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Swing for 5.
I'm at 11.
And go ahead.
Cliff tapped. Take 2. 7.
7.
Attack for 2.
Let's see. Gut shot him. Pay 2 life, I'm at 5.
Replay him.
Yep.
Pass the turn.
Swing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Swing for 6.
No blocks.
You're at 5. Go ahead.
Five and 5.
Yep.
Attack.
Activate Moreland Haunt.
Oops.
Alright, exile a Delver
Uh-huh.
for a spirit.
Sure.
Go to blocks.
Yep.
I'll block.
Take 2.
Yep, I'm at 3.
Equip.
Yep.
Shoot you for 3.
Yep, good game. Seems like this is a pretty rough matchup for game 1. Just, I have too many pay life spells, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like mutagenic growth, the gut shots. I ended up paying like 6 life on.
Yeah, you paid 6 life to, well, you paid 6 life to prevent 6 damage, and you killed one of my guys in the process, but the resiliency Gravecrawler has, like, you're never going to feel good paying 2 life to stop a Gravecrawler attack, knowing that I'm just going to probably slam down another zombie eventually. I think if you had a mana leak there earlier on, for like the messenger, it would have been, or for the messenger or the lord, that you would have definitely won. I mean, it was 5-3, 1 more turn. I think if you had that counter magic, even with all the life paying, you would have just swung back.
The reason I gut shotted your Gravecrawler when you had an untapped cliff was in case you had like a Galvanic Blast. I don't know what you're playing.
Yeah.
And so I basically killed the Gravecrawler, basically to say you can only do one more thing this turn. You can either bring back your Gravecrawler, or you can play, you know, another zombie, or Galvanic Blast or something like that, you know.
And Gravecrawler is really the only good target in this deck for gut shot.
And I didn't think there was anything else that gut shot was going to be doing for me.
Exactly.
So,
unless you're sending it to my face for 1.
Yeah. And the only thing it's really good for is if you go to equip it, like the Mortar Pod to the Gravecrawler, then I can gut shot it in response and you blew 2 mana.
Oh yeah.
But when you had the Messenger already out there, why would you equip the Gravecrawler, you know? So I'll play first. I'll keep.
I will keep also.
Go ahead.
Cliff.
Yep.
And again, I'm going to slip him. Man.
Mutagenic growth.
So good. How many of those are you playing?
Just the one.
Exactly. Pass the turn.
But I am at 18 as I announce my life total change. Let's see here. Let's ponder.
Yep. That Delver is going to be flipping.
So we will ponder. Draw.
I love Runecanter's Pike.
This way.
19.
Your turn.
I was playing that in the Infect deck I took to States a long time ago.
I remember that.
It's just, I thought it was a powerful card back then. I'm glad it's finally getting its dues. Play a Swamp, and I'll do a Mortar Pod. And this germ is not long for this world. Much rather you Vapor Snag than get a flip this next turn. I mean, that just shows how powerful Delver is. I'm just sending everything kitchen sink at it to get it off the table.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try and save it this time.
Yep. So you go to 17.
Yep.
Let's hope you screwed up your second and third card on Ponder.
Alright. Let's try this again.
He is out there.
Your turn.
Another Swamp. Now I actually don't know what my play is here because you could have Mana Leak. So I think I'd rather try to kill Delver again and have you counter that. But I could be wrong. And people on the internet can rip me apart.
It is dead.
That's my other options, people. And I will pass the turn. Obviously I could have Brimstoned at any time for 3 damage, even if he would have flipped. But I guess I'm trying to draw out counter magic there, maybe. No idea.
And we're gonna ponder.
Tapping out, I'm fine with that.
Go ahead.
Swamp. And I'll get a messenger out there.
Okay, 15.
Pass turn.
Two.
No blocks. 17. Tap out. Super aggro.
Your turn. That may be this deck's really only chances to out-tempo the zombies. Because you have inevitability with the messengers and the undying,
Yeah.
the mortar pods, the grave crawlers, and the bird to finish me off. I've got to try and end this game before you're...
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. See, I also got 8 coming at me. Should send me to 9. Yeah, I think we're just in the race situation now that you're tapping out. Aristocrat?
Yep.
And I'll swing for 7. For those unfamiliar, Falcon Wrath Aristocrat's a 4-drop flying haste. I can sacrifice a creature to give it indestructibility until the end of turn.
I'll take 7.
And if it was a human, it would also get a +1/+1 counter. So you're at 8?
Yeah.
I will pass the turn.
Alright, first things first. Let's put a ponder out there.
Yep. I am happy you don't have a tragic slip. Snag is pretty much
Just
just
we're gonna
a
shuffle this away.
desperation. Nobody shuffles ponders.
Alright, cut that mess.
Cut your milk. There you are. Good luck.
That's interesting.
Angel swoops in.
Swing
No effects.
for
No
8
blocks.
What's
Go
your-
to 9.
9. Your turn.
Untap. Play all the lands out of mana leak range from 3 drops. Attack.
I'll vapor snag your messenger.
You sure about that? I will sack it to the aristocrat.
In response to the undying trigger, I'm going to gut shot that guy. Well, in response,
to the
sacrifice, I'm sorry. Yep.
In response to the sacrifice, you're paying 2 life.
Yep. Down to 6.
Down to 6. Sure. Go down to 4.
Yep.
Colorless mana there. Another messenger. Go to 2.
Down to 2.
Equip. And 3 more at you.
And a gut shot.
And the gut shot. We sideboarding this game?
Yeah, let's do that. Alright, so you're up 2-0.
I am. Zombies eating brains.
Well, I think that's one of the reasons why zombies really came into the metagame so fast, was because of its Delver matchup. It just kind of out-tempoed the tempo deck, you know?
Yeah.
With all those powerful 1-drops and removal. Let's just high roll it up.
Sure. That's not good for you. I'll play first. This hand has a lot of my sideboard cards in it. But I don't think I win with this keep. I need zombies. It's the namesake of the deck.
This, I think, is a fine keep. But we will see. Really everything, there's a lot of eggs in one basket with this hand.
My hand had not one zombie in it, so it doesn't seem like you're allowed to keep that one, playing a zombie deck.
Probably not.
No, you'd be doing a disservice to the entire genre. Yep, keeping this guy.
Alright.
Cliff, Diagraph Ghoul.
So good.
I need to get some full arts of that guy. I wish there were foil full arts.
Go ahead.
Over! Offer a trade. No trade. Offer the chump.
18. I refuse to chump.
Let's see if for the 3rd game in the row you could have the amazing growth in hand.
Ah, so rough.
And I'll pass a turn. Yep. So you took out all your equipment in this game?
I did take out 2.
2 of them?
No. I did take out all of them.
Yeah.
3 River Enchanter Spikes.
So this Manic Vandal in my hand now, because it's not a May ability, is going to have to hit one of my own artifacts. I don't know that right now in weird world, but I have a feeling that's going to be in my hand the whole game.
Just waiting for me to drop a pike, huh?
Oh, wow. Well, that and I can't play it. I kill my own stuff. 16?
16.
Sadly, I have to pass a turn.
Passing the turn.
Creaky chair. Is all your eggs in the basket this turn 3 Geist?
They could be.
Because that seems pretty good.
It does seem pretty good. But if you have a verdict, go ahead. I suppose you may not be playing Verdict with the black-red version, but maybe not.
I do have 2 in the main, but I sided them out.
I was wondering if you didn't play a full playset.
No.
Because you have all the burn.
Which I'd be interested to hear on comments. Like, are you not allowed to side out Guess Verdict when you know you're playing against Case of Saint Trapped and Invisible Stalker? Because I might have made a horrible mistake there, but I just look at it, you having like Delvers and Moreland Haunt tokens, like it's a dead card in the late game for me. Which I guess we don't get to the late game.
What is this? Falcon Rat?
Aristocrat.
Man.
Swinging for 6. Now I'll offer up a trade. It's like I have my own Geist Angel.
I know you do. block, you'll sack your ghoul to your...
If I was a bad player, maybe.
Down to 10.
And I pass the turn here.
Trigger?
Yeah. Taking 6. I'm at 14.
And...
Chunks and chunks of damage.
I will pass the turn.
Hmm.
3 cards in hand?
I have 2 in hand now.
2 in hand.
So, snag, mana leak, all that stuff would be pretty good. And no matter what, you have all the mana open right now. I think with all the mana you have open, I'm just going to swing.
Okay. Vapor Snag?
I will sack it to itself to prevent the 1 life loss.
Really?
No, return to my end.
Okay.
But if I was going to die, I could do that.
Well,
I'll go to 13.
13. Snapcaster. Targeting Vapor Snag.
Sure.
Go to blocks.
Sure.
I'll block.
Yep. So you have a Vapor Snag there, which just means I can't do anything. I will pass the turn. And that's the kind of hand that seems pretty amazing right there.
I'm going to extract your digraph so I can see what's in your hand over there. Vandal, Aristo. And that puts me down to 8.
Yes, it does. Thank you for the deck thinning.
I just needed
The
to
last
see...
thing I wanted to draw was a digraph ghoul.
Well, I just needed to see
Oh
what was
yeah,
in your
the
hand.
information is very good for you.
That's worth 2 life for me.
Yeah.
And I'm not interested in looking through. So let's go to combat. Trigger.
Yep.
Take
I'll
6.
take 6 and go to 7.
7.
Cut.
And your turn.
Vandal.
Seems good.
I'm gonna choose to miss my trigger.
Trigger.
Fine. Mortapod.
You can't choose to miss your trigger. If a judge thinks that you're doing
Doing
it
it
on purpose,
intentionally?
yeah, then you can get knocked out.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. I would never do that on purpose.
I know you wouldn't.
But it is another one of those things, like, who knows? Like, people are going to try to scumbag you sometimes.
Yep.
And if that resolves, I'm passing the turn. On the
Vapor Snag
Vandal.
on the Vandal, putting you at 6.
Tempo City. Vapor Snag's such a good card. Revoking my Mortapod. That is good game.
Trigger.
Unless you miss the trigger. So,
Yuya did run a single sword in his board. But
Yeah. Like
I
sword,
just didn't see. What I did is
sword's pretty scary.
I modified his sideboard slightly. I put in 2 corrosive gales. So I took out a sword for that. Your choice.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to play. See how it goes. Gotta keep this guy.
Oh, no lander.
Just perfect curve.
I'm just glad I got 1 game on you.
Get your confidence back up.
Well, at least it was post-board,
Yeah.
where I'm likely to play 2 games.
And the board card. Got you the W there.
I'll keep.
Swamp, your turn.
Go ahead.
Order pie.
Every time.
Growth. Pass the turn.
Boy, you and your mortar pods. Ponder.
I'm glad you pondered before you play the land. I like it when people do that. Throws off some opponents.
Yeah, like you're digging for land or something.
Yeah. Like, and if you shuffle there, who knows, maybe you're really digging for land.
Your turn.
Oh, missed a land drop. Never good.
Well, that means your hand is full of gas, too.
Diagraph Ghoul.
Yep.
And I pass a turn. I really want to slam like a better card than Diagraph Ghoul there, under Mana Leak.
Your turn. Well, now you can slam a card, because I'm tapped out.
All these 3 drops. Attack.
18.
Vapor Snag is just so good. Like, no matter what I play here, I think I just like snag just as good. I'm gonna play a Hybrid Ghoul. And pass a turn.
That's one that can block. It just has Intimidate, right?
Yep, he could block. He's intimidating.
He is very intimidating. That's a gut shot, that guy. 16.
Yep.
Trigger.
Yep. I'm at 14.
And
Now you just play control tempo.
let's lock down that guy. Go ahead.
Man, it's not looking good for me. 4, 7, 2 turn clawing. Man screw. Oh, pay 2 life. I'm getting blown out from Vapor Snag.
You're at 12.
Or another gut shot or a snapcaster. Yeah, there's just so many bad things. Your turn. And the dungeon guys, like every card in your deck just beats me in this position.
Combat.
Yeah.
Trigger.
The clear blockers.
Yep. Take 7. You're at 5.
Yep, first strike damage. Yep.
Go ahead.
Hey, right on time, buddy.
There it is.
it last turn so I can metamorph your Geist, but can't do that now.
Nope, because then you die with this Geist.
Yep. So I will play Ratchet Bomb
Seems good.
and pass a turn.
At least it kills tokens.
That is the plan. And I just scooped there if you didn't just say that. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I ripped a gut shot. So I'm at 14.
14, I'm at 5. I no longer have a blocker.
Combat trigger.
Now, I guess Tragic Slip might be okay. Blow up zeros. 3 drop, 4 drop, 2 drop, Tragic Slip. Nice hate cards.
Had all these. Hey, that's 2 in a row.
Yeah, you got there.
After boarding seems good. Your choice.
Yeah, I think I got to play first to try to get the big W.
Get the big W. So we're
I mean,
2 and 2.
I think if I'm going back to Lakewood to play with this deck, I'm definitely bringing in maybe 4 Despises between the main and the side.
With all the
Because
Gideons.
all the Gideons, all the Elish Norns.
Yeah.
It's good with Huntmaster. Like, I think Despise hits any deck right now pretty hard. Like,
Even if it just rips a Geist.
yeah, Geist.
Or a turn 1 Delver. But, I mean, it's always going to get something, it seems
Yeah,
like.
there's no deck right now that's
not
pure
running.
control
Yeah.
that isn't running a Planeswalker. Like, even the black-blue have Lilianas, which are good targets.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to play this game very aggressively, I think, is my idea now.
So this is quite the keep here.
Oh, God. God hand.
Well, it's going to get interesting. Let's just say it could get very interesting. We'll say.
Yeah, I'm going to keep. I'm going to play a Blackleaf Cliff and a Fume Spitter.
Rip
Ah, so unfair.
off the top.
Like triple Proby to get your land drop.
Your turn.
I'll attack for 1.
Fuck.
Okay. Interesting.
I figured you were
Never
going to sack it
expect
anyway. You're going to sack to kill it
Obviously.
anyway, right?
So you might think I will go to 18
Alright.
and pass the turn. Like, I love Legionnaire in this matchup, but like Vapor Snag can start hurting pretty bad.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Attack.
17.
And brought back in the High Priest because I didn't see any of your equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll pass the turn.
Trigger. Flip.
So good. That was blind, wasn't it?
Yep. Our first flip Delver in 5 games.
Yay! I had my foil playset of Delvers, but I never played Delver. But such a pretty card, foily.
Cards in hand?
3. Missing land drop, maybe? No. 16?
15, right?
Oh yeah, he's a 3 now. 15.
Let's see.
First up Delver. If you don't play something, you probably have the first mana leak ever.
Geist.
Yep.
Go ahead. Messenger?
Yeah.
15.
And pass a turn. think maybe I just attack with Legionary that turn, but because of snag. But I guess I'd rather you tap some mana.
Let's go Ponder.
I guess I'd rather have that than a snap decision.
I just don't know that I need any of these cards, so I'm going to toss it back.
Don't know if you need them, but they were that good.
They were all very good. There was a Snapcaster, a Delver, and a Mana Leak.
Seemed pretty good. Wow.
Yeah. And comments about whether or not I should have
Yeah, I think keep those on top for
kept
my gut decision.
or reordered it. I'd be curious to see what people have to say. But the problem is none of those cards actually help the board state.
Yeah.
The Mana Leak doesn't help me there. Snapcaster doesn't really help.
So I guess
And I
could
ended
push
up getting the card off Ponder that I wanted.
Oh, nice.
So,
I made a funny joke at F&M last night about what's going to be in the Hella Vault. And they were saying it's going to be 54 promo Hella Vaults. Just a Hella Vault full of Hella Vaults.
Vapor Snake puts you at 14. Combat Trigger.
Yeah. That's 9, puts me at 5.
So that puts you at 5.
Yeah. Seems pretty good.
Go ahead.
So I assume you got that snag off that Ponder. And now you got a Snapcaster in hand for the win, probably. I'm at 5.
15-5.
I'm at 5. Can I replay my Porcelain Legionnaire? Go to 3. Have no flyers to block. So no, I can't do that. Brimstone.
Yep.
And I pass a turn not attacking for 1 because of Vapor Snag. The Vapor Snag kills me either way. Snapcaster Vapor Snag kills me no matter what I do that turn.
Purge. Sea Purge on the Messenger.
Yeah.
Don't kill the Messenger.
Wish I had Sack Outlet in play. My only anti-purge card.
Combat Trigger.
Block.
Gotcha you.
Nice.
That put me at 15, and you to 0.
You're at 13. Did you have, like... Yeah, it's... I can't get out of that. Like, if you don't have the gut shot, then next turn I verdict you while I'm at 1, and you just have a million out. It's like, I'm never able to replay him, and that's my hand. I have noticed with the black-red zombies, sometimes I get mana screwed or mana flooded.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of interesting. Like, it's no rhyme or reason to it. Maybe just besides not shuffling enough.
I did get 3 sideboard cards that game, but I only cast 1. But,
Yeah, like, people have been preaching about how good Timely is against the zombies, and that doesn't scare me. Like, Celestial Purge is pretty good.
like, I didn't even cast it.
Yeah.
I casted Geist instead of Timely on the turn I could have.
Yeah.
And I just decided, you know what? The best way to beat zombies is to just go at them, you know? Just, their guys can't block, or they come into play tapped, and just beat them down and try and end the game fast. So that's basically all I did. I just went with the Geist on turn 3, and then I said I'll just have the timely in case things go bad with the Geist.
Yeah, exactly.
So, alright, well everybody, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed both our Stirring the Pot talk and our 5 games here with 2 very popular standard decks right now.
Popular indeed.
We hope that we hope you enjoyed. Make comments. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Goblins Cave, on YouTube. Send any comments, questions, requests to thegoblinscave@gmail.com. And thanks for watching.
Have a good night.